Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Microsoft Partner Showcase. I'm Brian Hitney, solution architect focused on data and analytics, and back with another story around Power BI Embedded, and specifically the Power BI Embedded Solution Accelerator Program. Now, several months ago, the Power BI team launched the Solution Accelerator Program to highlight noteworthy innovations that extend Power BI embedded capabilities. A colleague of mine, Chris Mitchell, helped pioneer this program, along with Ofer Ashkenazi and others on the Power BI team. So, Chris, you're here today to help with this interview with Mike Carlo at Carlo Consulting. Do you want to start by introducing yourself and also talk a little bit about the Accelerator Program?
Sure, yeah. We actually started this program to help accelerate uniquely Power BI solutions to market. So anybody that's trying to build a product built on top of Power BI embedded, these solution accelerators are designed to help you shorten the time that it takes to get your product into market simply by providing a lot of repeatable patterns and solving a lot of the common challenges that ISVs face when they're implementing these solutions. And today we're joined by Mike. Mike, I was hoping you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, no problem. So my name is Mike Carlo. I am a Microsoft MVP. So I've been working with the Microsoft community around learning, executing, building on top of Power BI. I was here from day one back in 2015 when we had Power Designer. I started right away at the beginning and have been loving the tool ever since. But in my career, I've been doing a lot of consulting, and now I have since spun off my own company, doing lots more consulting for organizations. And so in doing over 20 plus embedded solutions for various organizations, app integrations, building data warehouses for them, and then also trying to render reports for companies, I've decided there's a lot of repeatable patterns that we were talking about earlier that could just be developed and built. And so this is basically 20 plus development exercises of building what users need and developing the experience of embedding reports for those end user and consumers. So this is a tool designed for admins who need to manage all the information, as well as consumers who are trying to get an easy access to their reports. Could be embedded for internal to your organization and also external to your organization. So with me, I have a really engaging team who is awesome and very forward-thinking. We've built some really cool technology behind the scenes here that make this cost-effective solution. It's very cheap to run at scale with lots of users, and it scales with the number of users that you have as well. So there's no need to turn on auto-scaling. It just kind of works and is part of our solution as well. So that's where we came into Entelexos, which is our solution. Idea is it's Intel that is designed to go externally. So really treating your BI or data as a product, and you should sell your data as a product. You're working so hard to build Power BI reports. Why not use that effort to design great looking experiences that you embed for your customers and other internal users as well?
That's great. So, obviously, this came out of a lot of your consulting work, learning and implementing Power BI embedded solutions for customers. And as we're seeing, there's a lot of really common and consistent problems that have to be solved in order to do that well. Can you talk a little bit about the guiding principles and why you decided to take this on and what some of the core features of your solution are?
Yeah, when I sit back and look at, again, as an MVP coming from the very beginning of the Power BI experience, I really have been able to experience the full breadth of beginner users all the way through expert users developing semantic models. And now with the addition of Fabric, which is great, we have this rich world of data engineering we can also bring to us inside Fabric as well. But when I stand back and look at this, I think, what are the different personas that I see or I observe across the stack of Power BI? And so this solution, I felt there was always this need of, we talk about applications or apps, or workspace apps, but there's a bit more than that. We need the ability for users to be able to go in, create, edit, build their own reports, and even export lots of information off of the semantic models we're building. So what we found was there's not a really clean integrated solution. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to really simplify that experience for admins to deliver that content to external users, but also really think about that persona of if you really want to optimize on a per user basis, the cost of your solution. This is a better implementing solution you can use where you can service unlimited amount of users and you don't need to pay the per user pricing, or you can optimize and really design the solution to be made to bring that price per user down. We also found a challenge around data extraction challenges. With the current Power BI embedded experience, there's limitations with how many data rows you can extract from reports. So in our solution, we actually really focused on how can we build a custom table builder experience. And really what's happening behind the scenes is we're doing RDL pages building, paginated reports inside our application and giving that and exposing it to users. We're also trying to be really flexible with org patterns and security patterns. Often we'll find that organizations want to build a workspace and deploy reports, but sometimes the customer needs a bit more control about what they're embedding, and there are experts in your clients who also want to have access to embed their reports. So how can you have a two-tenant solution where your company and potentially your customer's company are embedding reports into the same solution where everyone can look at the same kind of reports? Really a seamless data share between both organizations. Well, that's what we solved with our program. We really thought through this problem and said, how can we make the program as flexible as possible? That way you can have multiple tenants embedding reports to the same group of users and being able to administrate that in a very easy way. So that's really our focus of our application, kind of those three areas: bringing down total cost per user, share unlimited to as many people as you can while giving them a build report experience and table builder experience, and then really optimizing for your org structures are unique and ever changing. This tool will adapt with whatever org structure you kind of come in place with.
Cool. Well, that's great. I always like to say a picture's worth 1,000 words, though. Do you think you could show us a demo of the solution to kind of highlight these features you're talking about?
Thank you. I'd love to get into a demo. I want to point out a couple of things on our website. If you want to learn more information about our website and what Entelexos is, go to Entelexos.com. This is our website for giving you more marketing information about our solution. We have our key bullet points of what we build into our application. We also have some screenshots, and also we have some Learn documentation as well if you want to get into the application, how it works, and how you may use it for your organization. With that, we'll go right over to the application. So transitioning over here to the web application directly, we have the home page here where you'll be able to log directly into Entelexos. This will be installed in your tenant. Once it's installed and you've set up the initial landing page for the application, you'll be able to log in. Clicking on login will take you directly in the application. It does use Microsoft authentication. Again, we're using all best practices here for Microsoft to authenticate you directly into the application. Once you've authorized, your custom branding will appear on the page, and this is a common landing page. So the page here is a tiled area. You can add as many reports as you need on this landing page, again, making it easy for users to go view your reports. This would be a view that a user of the application that you would have here would be able to see and use inside the reports. We have a couple icons that you can all style and customize on your own way, but just giving you the landscape of the home page here. We have a navigation menu on the left-hand side. If you are an admin of the application, you'll be able to see this wonderful little extra section here called administration. That's what an admin would see in the app. That helps you manage all the artifacts, the reports, and grouping of elements for your users. If you're a standard user, you'll have just the analytics area, which will give you a dashboard and any folder structure that you build to collect and groom all of your content together for you, the user. Again, we're really focusing on there's many users and you may make bookmarks or have different reports or create your own content, right? How do we make it easy for you to discover your own content that you've made? That's the goal of this homepage. Up here, we have groups of reports. So you have the ability to make groups of things. So in this example here, this is my custom page built just for multiple paginated reports. And in here, you can have what we call these are key reports or featured reports. They are highlighted at the top as a card, and you can adjust this however you want in the admin settings. And then users can directly go in here and click on these reports and go embed a paginated report. I'm going to go back up to the main page here again. And we'll actually click on a visually stunning report to show you how a report rendering works as well. When you click on a report there, the card will be highlighted. You'll drop right into the report, and then you get your rich Power BI experience. It loads the page, gives you all that rich embedded experience, and you can interact with the report just as you normally would. So here's a representative sample of this report. You can click on objects on the report, and it will navigate you around like a normal Power BI report. No fanciness there. It runs just like you would expect. The other features here of the application as well, if you are an owner of a report or you have copied an existing report and you now have a new version of it, you would have the ability to go into edit mode. So you actually can edit an existing report directly in the service. You get the full Power BI rich embedded experience for editing reports as well. You have your access to your data models. You can modify your visuals and adjust things as needed here as well. We also give this ability to have bookmarks. So you can also make bookmarks on top of your reports, and you can save those bookmarks directly here and use them for later. Either share them to your license or your other people of the environment here, or you can just keep it for yourself. So you get a full bookmarking experience, make a bookmark, and then you can have a description, and then you can share this bookmark across the entire environment that you have as well. That would let you share that with other users of this same environment. You can also take these bookmarks, and again, we have this whole folders and experience on the homepage here as well. You could update those bookmarks like what you would do normally in Power BI Desktop. So you can change the selection criteria. And so, for example, here, if I click on something else, the bookmark will now re-highlight on that new item. You can also add it directly to a folder. So we have the ability to make new folders or folders inside your experience here. I'm just going to call this one bookmarks. And then if I confirm this, it will now add this bookmark to a folder that will now land on my homepage. So go back over to the homepage. You'll see that here as well. And now you'll see my bookmarks homepage. And these are all deep links. So these bookmarks are stored on the homepage. You click them and they deep link you into the existing report, which is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Other features here as well. So that's just the reporting side. Another thing that people want to embed and we find that's really useful is embedding paginated reports. So we actually have an experience here as well where you can actually embed paginated reports built in multiple different ways. We have Paginated Report Builder. You can publish those reports to powerbi.com, and you can link those directly into the application as well. So this is a paginated report that was built in Power BI Report Builder. I have to select a report parameter, and then I can view my report. So this is where you can embed charts right alongside your tables of information, provide highly detailed custom icons, visuals. This is your pixel perfect reporting. And we also find people need this as well. You need a combination of interactive reports as well as paginated things additionally. You can use all the normal exporting features depending on your tenant settings to allow users to export this report in various forms as well, and it will download it directly to their machine, which is awesome. Going back to the dashboard, this is an area of our tool that's very unique compared to other tools in the space. We decided, like, look, we've got reports, we have paginated reports, but we also want to think about what if we could expose the semantic model? What if that could be given to us as an experience as well? So this is very unique to our tool where you can go into a data set. So this is a data set that we created in Power BI Desktop. And in this data set, we were even able to add a perspective. The perspectives control what filters are at the top of the report, what dimensions are shown, which measures are shown. So if you imagine a semantic model, you could have 8, 9, 10 different views of that data, what kind of information you want to show. And it's as easy as grabbing columns of data right from your semantic model. And behind the scenes, we're querying directly to your semantic model, bringing out the data of information and returning a table of data for you automatically. Things are easily adjusted. You can rename them or resort them as however you need. And then you can even rename it to whatever you want. This is my custom report. And then once we have this named, you also can control these global filters to the reporting with your controls at the top here as well. So you can also add filtering based on segments or other columns of data that you care about in the model. You hit apply, your data will automatically change, and that filter has been applied to your data set, and we re-render the data for you. Once you're done with this and you want to export this data, again, this could be just exploration. I could just be looking at the model. Now you may want to save this and come back to it later. So in order to save that, you actually have a save icon here. You can save your custom report, and you can have any number of locations you want. You can set this up for whatever your users want to see. You can have one location. You could have 30 locations. You can group them by different areas. This is kind of custom for what you want the user to do. We'll confirm this one, and now it will save our report. It will then build us a RDL file, a paginated report for us automatically, and then we can then immediately click here to view the report, and it will then navigate me away from the table builder experience, land the data, drop it into a paginated report, and boom. Now we have a paginated report with all the information in it. Why is this important? Well, in Power BI reports, when you export data, you have a 150,000 row limit. And if you export with CSV files, the limit's even smaller than that, 50,000 rows or something like that. So this experience allows you to export and go beyond that row limit. So if you want to export 1 million rows of data from your semantic model, this is the only way you can do it. You can only get it through this experience here, and we're using all the richness of Power BI to optimize that experience for you as well. Again, you get all the same rich export and printable experience of this report additionally. All right, well, fine. Yeah, you'd say, great, Michael. Wonderful. You made a single RDL file, but what happens if you want to edit it? Yes, we can do that too. We've got a little pencil here as well that'll take you back in. It'll take the definition of that report. You can go modify it, resave it again, and tweak the data set as well. So again, the idea is build it once, reuse this object over and over again for all your data extraction needs as well.
Yeah.
So with that, I'll go back over here to the home page.
Yeah, it's almost like a custom data feed builder, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, this is the major missing aspect for anything that's Power BI embedding that I see. Like, this is a huge miss. Like, we have paginated report builder in the service, but we can't embed that. It's not embeddable. So this is a solution to that to let you have embedding. And to be honest, it's actually quite complicated to go from report embedding with row level security, building a table of data with row level security, and then rendering the report in paginated reports with row level security. All those technical challenges, we've already solved them. We've made the solution easy, and now you have a simple unified experience. This all works with row level security in all these situations. So we make sure that that's secure no matter whatever you build. Right. The last feature I'll kind of just point out here is we're looking at a single environment. You can also flip over to other environments as well. So you'll notice here I have a separate environment with different branding and different reports. So when we talk about environments here, the solution gives you the ability to customize these one per customer. You got 50 customers? No problem. You can have 50 different environments in a multi-tenant solution, all using Microsoft's best practices with service principal profiles as well. So that's kind of all the experience there. That's the user experience. And then everything down here in the admin page is all around adjusting and modifying all those features that you just saw. We can embed additional reports. By creating a new report, you will automatically select a connection profile. And then from that profile, you'll be able to look at your workspaces in your environment. It'll then automatically give you a list of all the reports from your environment here. Let's go with my unstyled report. You can then configure it. We'll give you a pre-rendering of the report directly in your embedding screen so you can see what the report looks like. And then you actually have controls here. You can set to turn on the filter pane by default, or you can put on the tab paging, pages of the tabs of the report all automatically there as well. So all these things are automatically created, and when you hit save, it automatically adds the object to your reports. We have a couple other features as well. Imagine you have a lot of reports you want to group together, and you want to give security or access to a group of reports. Well, now you can do that as well. So you can create a collection of reports, group them all together, build them as one singular object, and then share that entire object to a group of users. So we also have this concept of workspaces. So these are individual workspaces you create in PowerBI.com. The app creates them and manages them for you. So you have delegation of app workspaces as well. Same thing for user management. We have a ton of user management in here as well, and those are different per environment. So if I switch over here to a different environment, you'll notice that the users in each environment are uniquely different. So that's you can easily switch between environment. Those are totally isolated, and you as the admin can then manage those things separately if needed. The final section here we'll talk about is groups. Once you have a lot of users, it becomes impossible to manage all of it. So you actually have to make groups of users and provide access to groups of reports or a report using a group. All that's built into the tool, and so now you can make large collections of users and collections of reports and easily match them all together. Again, we're really trying to address the problem of organization structure is complicated. A lot of people need access to many different things. We're solving that problem with an easy management system as well.
You know, raise an interesting point there in that, a lot of times an organization may have, something like Entra that's managing, security groups and so forth. Is this more of like an ad hoc group creation? So it's the ability for end users to create groups that are relevant to the business without having to call up IT and say, hey, I need a new security group created.
100%. So it's built on the concept. So we actually use a very similar technology to the Microsoft Graph API. We're actually using a graph database behind this one. Again, another kind of unique call out feature here as well. We have high flexibility for that reason. So to build a really rich graph-like experience of who has access to what, this is one of the main challenges I found when building embedded solutions. It's easy to embed. It's difficult to find what to embed to which user and what security to apply to that user to get them to have the level of security. That's the hard part. And it takes a lot more time and effort to think through a flexible database that supports that kind of information. Yeah, great question. All right, last part here. We'll just go through the last of the appearance. You can change the color or style of your app. You can add your own custom icons. And again, you can have unlimited amounts of environments in the solution. So as you build additional environments, each environment can have its own custom branding. So you have 50 customers, no problem. Each customer can have their own branded space or environment. So you can give them their custom environment branding as well. Again, thinking internally as well, you might actually have sales, marketing, whatever. You could even build branding for your own internal or users as well using this embedded solution as well. I will be clear though, if you're going to embed internally, make sure you use a Fabric SKU as opposed to the Azure A SKU, as the licensing from Microsoft requires you to use a Fabric SKU to embed reports for your internal users in your organization. So all that to say, that's kind of our quick run through of Entelexos as our embedded solution. We hope you'll enjoy it. We've been working on it for a number of years now. I think we're very excited to get this out and launch for everyone to use. It's out today. You can go get details on it at Entelexos.com. Read up on our documentation. There'll be links there to point you directly to the Azure Marketplace to go download and install it now.
Mike, this is great. I appreciate especially the focus of security and the flexibility that it gives you. So solution is really well done with a lot of attention to detail. Now, as you mentioned, you're live now, and this is being announced as part of the Power BI Embedded Solution Accelerator program at FabCon 2025. So if anybody who's watching this happens to be at FabCon and you want to learn more, make sure you find Mike or check out the session on Power BI Embedded Solution Accelerators to learn more. Mike, what's a good way to learn more if they're not at FabCon or they're watching this after FabCon and would like to reach out and see if this is a good fit for them?
Yeah, go visit our website, Entelexos.com. Easy website to get to. There's plenty more information here as well. We also have a full documentation page here additionally to give you more help and information. There'll be links here to go purchase directly through the store. Also check out our pricing page. We have a number of pricing options for you. We have a managed solution, and we also have a Azure Marketplace solution. So you can go in and buy our solution directly from there as well. More information on there, and you can reach out to us if you have specific questions. We're here and available. I'll also add, Chris, you made a note earlier. Hey, what about integration with other systems? We have a full purchase solution as well. So not only are we selling this to the Azure Marketplace, but if you want to own the code, you want to own the bits, and you need some custom integration with identity providers, we do that as well through our consulting firm additionally. So we actually sell the solution directly to users as well. There'll be a contact us page also on the Azure Marketplace for that offer if you desire to have the actual code and integrate directly with your Azure B2C and go pulling your Active Directory grouping as well. That can also be added to the app, and we've done customizations for customers like that as well. So not the out-of-the-box solution, but we're here to help you make that work.
Perfect.
Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate this. I think you're going to love the solution. Find me. I'll be at FabCon, and I'll be around. And if you don't find me there, find me on social media. I'm actually very, very vocal on YouTube. You can find me at PowerBI.tips on YouTube. You can also find me on LinkedIn under Mike Carlo at LinkedIn.
Yep, definitely. I think a lot of people will recognize you from Power BI tips, especially, and appreciate all your work on that. So I've got a lot of links to be putting in the description for anything that was mentioned at FabCon in the session or any other information I can put in on Entelexos, also on Power BI tips, which is located at powerbi.tips, and I will have that link in the description as well. And appreciate the time, Chris, as always, for joining me as co-host for this episode of the Showcase. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this. And if you have any questions or interest in joining this Showcase, reach out and let us know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time in the next Partner Showcase. Take care, everybody.